Hey guys, it's me Abigail. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be helping you put together this look right here. When putting together this look, I actually thought of Valentine's. I know I'm jumping a little ahead. We just started the year, but in this you gotta work fast, girl. So I don't know, I thought you guys will enjoy this look. I hope you guys like it, and if you do, keep on watching. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, how dare you? Subscribe to my channel, guys, please. And I love you guys and enjoy. Alright guys, so the first thing you want to do is make sure that your face is exfoliated, washed, and moisturized. Most recently I've been using a moisturizer that is gel based, being that I have really acne prone oily skin. And I noticed that while I was using my cream based moisturizers, although they were good ones, by 4 o'clock in the afternoon at work my face would be really oily, even while using a primer. So I switched and started using a gel based moisturizer, and this has helped me so much. So the one that I am using now is the Garnier Skin Active Moisture Rescue Refreshing Gel Cream, and it looks like this. I actually got mine at CVS. I paid $9.99, and this is what it looks like inside. You only need but just a little. And trust me, if you have really oily skin, especially if you have like even combination skin, but if you tend to be really oily at the end of like your day at work or something, you might want to switch to a gel based moisturizer and let me know what you think. But for me, it's really doing wonders. Now for this look, I'm actually not going to be using this kind of moisturizer. I will be using today the Josie Maran. It looks like this. And it is called the Surreal Skin Argan Finishing Balm. When I first opened this, initially I was like, oh, it looks so nasty, right? It looks like really creepy, but actually it's a really beautiful, it gives you like an iridescent, like glowy look. And for today's look, I really definitely want to be glowy. So let's go ahead and moisturize our skin. But before we do, actually, I'm going to go ahead and use this Grande Lips Hydrating Lip Plumper. I've been doing this prior to my makeup applications and I really like the result. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this lip moisturizer on my lips. This will actually also plump our lips a little, and I really like that. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Josie Maran cream, and I'm only gonna use just about that much. Actually, maybe I took even too much, but let's go for it. So you want to apply this like kind of like everywhere. And even maybe some on your neck. Alright. And I have such sensitive skin that initially whenever I put like almost any product, like my face gets red and then it just like calms down. So alright, now that we have moisturized our skin, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the primer. And the primer I'll be selecting today is the Pore Professional. It is from Benefit Cosmetics, and it really does fill my pores and my like fine lines. So I want to go ahead and use this primer. And again, you don't need that much, so I pretty much will use about that much. And I press this into my skin just to make sure it's like really getting in there. All right, let's go ahead and use our primer. Alright, perfect. So now while I'm allowing that to adhere to my skin and really kind of like get dry into my skin, we're going to go ahead and talk about the actual foundation that I'll be using today. I found this one. It just almost came out. I don't want to say maybe not even a month ago. It is the NARS Natural. It looks like this. It's the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation from NARS. I am in the shade Medium 1.2, and the name is Patagonia. Looks like that. And today we'll be applying our foundation with this makeup brush. It is the Huda Beauty Face Buff and Blend brush. It looks like this, and we're gonna go ahead and apply our foundation. So let's get started. I'm excited. It does say shake well, So I want to make sure that I give it a good little beat down so that all the items in the foundation actually are working together. And we're gonna go ahead and use the back of our hand today as a tool. So let's go ahead and pump it. And with foundation, less is more. So you definitely want to start with like a thin layer. And if you feel like you need more coverage, then you want to go ahead and use some more. I'm only suggesting this because way back when I used to think that, you know, if you put a lot of foundation, you're gonna get all this good coverage. And actually how it works is, think of it like nail polish. The first application that you put on your nail polish, you see all the streaks, you see the product, it's not even. But if you give it just a second or so, you're gonna notice that the product is gonna layer out nicely. And by the time you put your second coat, if you give that one a chance to dry, then you're gonna have a much more even cover. It's the same thing. Think of it that way, and you'll notice that your foundation will look so much smoother and even. And not only that, you won't end up with cake face, which nobody really wants that. So let's go ahead and apply our foundation. And I try to sometimes push my hair like back because it doesn't feel, guys. I always get foundation on my hair. So let's see what happens today. All right, let's go ahead and start. So on this brush, I'm gonna try to, like, I'm dipping my brush into like the foundation, and I'm trying to get as even as a base as I can, like at the bottom, so that when I start applying, there's no like one side heavier than the other. When I first put this foundation on, I was like, oh my god, it says medium to full, but to me, it's like full. By the way, I love the feel of this foundation. It's very comfy in product. That sounds weird, but it is really comfy foundation. All right, let's go ahead. All right, perfect. So while that is kind of like adhering to my skin and drying out a little, I'm just gonna give it a chance to see if I want any more coverage. But as you can see, guys, although this foundation says it's medium to full coverage, it's like really like a good coverage. And I might not feel like I want any more. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and use this beauty sponge. I actually been loving the way this beauty sponge works. It is from Real Techniques, and the reason why I like it is because the way the size of this cushion is, it like really gets into your skin like a pillow. Like, it feels really good. So I'm gonna use the rest of whatever's in the back of my hand, and I'm just going to pat. I'm gonna go ahead and pat it in my skin just to make sure everything is even. I love the brush, but I think that there's nothing like a beauty sponge once you have applied. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Just making sure everything is like even and pressed into my skin. I'm big about that as well. Like, all the products should be like in your, like on your skin. And again, this is patting motions. We're not like moving. We don't want to move anything around. We want to pat things in. All right, perfect. So I feel really good about the foundation right now. So let's go ahead and move on to the next product. We're gonna give this a little bit of a chance to dry. And what I usually do, like if I don't have a lot of time, I don't want to put on my little fan, what I do is I have like a card my husband gave me for our anniversary, and I just kind of just give me a second to put everything together on my mind, and it's good energy. So there we go, because now we're going to put our concealer, and we want to make sure everything is dry before we go on. This way, you know, the product doesn't move the product. So I feel great about this. And also, you know what I noticed? This foundation, initially, it looks like, you see how it looks a little bit like yellowy? But if you give it a chance, it will oxidize and get to the color that it needs to be. So everyone calm down. Everything's going to be all right. I used to be so serious about makeup, and then I realized, like, you know what, it's just makeup. Let's have fun with it. Let's just create the looks that we want to create. And if things don't come out perfect, well, guess what? We can wash it off and start all over again another day. So no big deal. All right, well, when I tell you guys that I am in love with this foundation, it's like my new favorite. All right, let's move on. So today for concealer, we're going to be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD Definition Concealer. It looks like this. And the color that I use is Porcelain. And although this concealer, by the way, this concealer is really good for the cost value. I paid like $4.99 in the drugstore, and it's really good. It does have its own little like brush, but I personally don't like to use the brush directly on my face because I feel like it moves product, and I'm like a real believer of that. So I put some like on the back of my hand, and then if I feel like I need more, I grab some more, and I use about that much. That's actually probably more than enough. And I either use my finger to apply it, and then the beauty blender or the beauty sponge to make sure that it goes in the areas where I want it to be. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, perfect. So now that you have blended all your concealer in, you definitely want to set it. And for today, I'm going to be using the Mercier setting powder in translucent. It is one of my favorites. It looks like this. The color is translucent. And I'm going to be using the same damp beauty sponge. So I'm just going to go ahead and dip it into the translucent powder. And it's okay if you grab, like, it looks like a lot, but it's going to be just fine when you go ahead and apply it. And this is going to ensure that your concealer doesn't start creasing and moving, and your makeup lasts longer throughout the day. And so let's go ahead and do that. Now, I noticed that if you do start creasing before you put on your translucent powder, it is essential that you can even use like your finger. You want to blend that crease out. You want to make sure the product is well blended, because if you set the powder, and this is just speaking of experience, if you set the powder on the crease, you're actually setting the crease. So we don't want any more lines than the ones that God has permitted we have. So we want to go ahead and make sure that we do that. So like for instance, I have a little bit of creasing already on my eyes. We want to go ahead and blend that out before we do. So make sure you blend that out. And like, I definitely don't like any lines like on my under eyes or anything like that. So I like run my finger through it, and then I ensure to use the setting powder to set it. So let's go ahead and do that. And guys, I have my mirror right here. So if you ever see me like looking this way, it's because I use my mirror right here. Okay. All right, we want to do that for the other eye. And then I want to go ahead and apply translucent powder to the areas where I also use concealer. So let's go ahead and do that. Happy New Year, guys, by the way. Isn't this exciting? I hope you guys have like a lot of things planned, a lot of goals planned for this year. I know I do. Oh my gosh, can you guys believe that this year I'm turning 41? Oh my god. I feel great, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel great even at 41. Like, and I'm gonna keep it 100% always on my channel. I've not done any work, not that I'm against it, but I just feel like I'm like terrified of certain things, and I can feel like if I did it, what if it changed like who I am? So I don't know, I just get really nervous. So I am natural, and I try to do all the things. I would do a channel, like a YouTube on like my skincare and what I do to like help my skin stay like youthful looking and clean. And all right, perfect. So now that you have set all the areas where you have used concealer, we're gonna move on to my eyebrows, and I'm gonna go ahead and use a product that I am in love with. Now, I have tried others, and I just keep going back to this one. So here it is for me, the ever so amazing Anastasia, and I use the Brow Powder Duo in the color Chocolate. and it looks like this. And I start off with like the darker side, and then on the front end of my brow I use the lightest side. All right, perfect. And now that I'm pretty satisfied with the shape that I have given my eyebrows, I'm gonna do something that lately I've been doing and I really like the way it works. So I do believe that this product has been pulled from the market, but I still have a little bit and I love it. So until I find one that I can replace it, I'm gonna go ahead and use it. It is the Benefit Cosmetics Gimme Brow. It looks like this, and mine's is like a brown color. And it's just a volumizing gel. I know that L'Oreal Expert has a really good one as well, so if I get it I'll use it next time. But this one has like a tiny little brush, which is probably why I like it as well. And we're gonna go ahead and put this product on our brow. This way our brow stays in place all day. And if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna use the little mirror for this so that I'm not too close to the camera. For the shadows today, I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I love this palette. If there's one thing that I can say about the palette, well, maybe two things that I can say about the palette, is that it's really big, so it's hard to work with. And then another thing is that the names of the colors, the palette looks like this. The names of the shadows are on the back of it, and it's really hard for me to, you know, turn it and read out the names for you guys. So rather than doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and just point at the color that I'm using, if that's okay with you guys. And I'll also express what the color looks like. You don't have to have this palette to create this look. I'm just kind of gonna guide you to the colors that you should be using, and then hopefully you guys maybe even have it or can get one that looks like it. So let's go ahead and start. Usually I start with a brush that looks like this, and this brush helps me cover quickly the entire area of like my eyelid. So the first color we're gonna start with is this color right here, and pretty much why I'm using it as an all over color is because it looks like a lot like my skin tone. So you want to go ahead and do that, and you just like pretty much dip your brush in there. I dip both sides. I don't know why, it's just what I do. You want to go ahead and tap off the excess, and you want to go ahead and apply it. And you can put it like all over your lid, this color. See, it's like so close to my natural to like my skin color that it's like perfect as a beginning color. And the next color I'm gonna be using is this one right here, right beneath that skin tone. I think it's called Pore. No, see, that's why I don't know. So it's this one right here. Let's go ahead and dip our brush, and the brush that I'm using today, it's my favorite fluffy blending brush, and this one is from Kale Cosmetics, but unfortunately it doesn't have a number because it's so old that I've like worn it out. Either way, we're gonna go ahead and apply this color at the crease area. So you want to go ahead and start there, and I use the windshield wiper motions at first. You want to drag it all the way to like the inner corner, so we're kind of creating like a dome effect. And then when you get to the corner, you can kind of like very lightly do circular motions. This way the color is very smooth in transition. All right, pretty satisfied with that. Now we're gonna move on to the next color, and we are going to switch our brush. We're gonna be using this brush right here. This one is from Morphe. It is the M433 brush, and we're gonna move on to this brighter color right here. It's like right above this maroony color. It's like kind of like terracotta, reddish, brownish color. We're gonna go ahead and jump into that, and I'm gonna dip my brush straight in. I'm gonna tap off the excess, and for this one I'm actually gonna stay a little lower. I'm just gonna be like right here, and I do have a fold on my eyelid, so you always will see, like, well, you will often see me like going like this, just to make sure that I'm getting into that fold area and I'm really blending everything out. So let's go ahead and put this color on. And again, we're bringing this one from one end to the other, so you can go ahead and get into that inner corner as well with this color. And you want to make sure you don't pick this one up. You want to stay low with this one. Naturally, everything will rise up a little, like as you're blending, it will blend up a bit, especially once we go into like blend everything out. Next, we're going to jump into a color. Unfortunately, the color is not on her palette, but it is a color that looks like this. Like, I love this color, and it's from Kale Cosmetics. It's called Diva, and it's actually, if you can see, it's actually a cheek color, like it's a blush. But when I tell you that I love it, the way it blends for the eyes, so it's the one we're going to be using today. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up a clean blending brush. It looks like this. This one is also from Kale Cosmetics. It is the 107, and we're going to dip it straight into this color, this Diva color, and we're going to tap off the excess, and we're going to go ahead and get even a little lower than the crease area, and we're going to blend that out. See how beautiful, like this color is everything. Ah! And then little by little, I'm rising it so that it can start showing through to the other colors, but little by little, like intensifying the color. All right, guys, so now that I feel pretty satisfied with the deposit of the colors, I want to go ahead and grab the bigger blending brush that I started with, and I'm going to make sure it doesn't have any color at all. And I'm going to go ahead and blend everything out, like blend, just blend. That makes sense, just blend everything out. But as you guys can see, and I'm hoping that you guys can see how like it's like everything is seamless. You know, yes, we're going gradually darker, but there's no like harsh lines, and that's actually what we're going for. Perfect. So now we want to go ahead and do our lower lash, and we're going to be doing the same, using the same colors that we used on the top. We're going to go ahead and bring them down to the bottom and blend everything together so that there's like almost like a smoky eye effect, where there's no like something is missing right now. As you can see, something is missing. So let's go ahead and do the same for the bottom. All right, so I'm going to use a little brush, looks like this. This one is from Ism as well. It's the G09. It's like tiny little brush, and I'm going to go ahead and dip it back into the Jaclyn Hill palette. And she created a color that it's like this. It's called Abyss. It's like black. So we're going to go ahead and dip our brush into this color, like point down. Definitely tap off the excess, because you don't want any fallout at this time, since you know you have your makeup done. So you want to go ahead, and this looks nasty on film, guys, but what I do is I push my eye up, and then I press this color, the Abyss color, the black color, into like the top waterline. It's called oh my god, Abigail, get it together today. Tight lining. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Now that I think about it, I want to go ahead and line my lower waterline. I'm going to be using a black kohl pencil. This one is from Paris Hilton. It's the Paris Hilton eyeliner, and it's really black, like black. So we want to go ahead and do the bottom line of your waterline. So let's go ahead and grab your mascara, and today I'll be using this mascara right here. When I tell you that I'm either a lover of the Marc Jacobs mascara, which I really love that mascara. You guys, if y'all seen my other video, you would know that I love the Marc Jacobs mascara, but I have a falling in love with as well with the Voluminous Lash Paradise in Mystic Black. It is from L'Oreal Paris. It looks like this. And when I tell you it's so good, it is so good. So let's go ahead and use the mascara on our lashes. And what I do is I go like really low and I just pull all the hairs up. Not too long ago, my niece came over during the holiday time and she asked me to go with her to do like her, you know, shopping for makeup, like drugstore makeup. And I told her about this one and she used it and she was like, oh my god, I love it. Like, it's so good. So definitely works. So far so good, guys. I'm really liking the way this look is coming out. The next thing we want to do is, Abigail, let's go, hurry up. So I always take a long time. You want to go ahead and bronze your face. I don't really harsh contour either. I like my look to be very soft there, but definitely very soft. So what I do is I use a bronzer that looks like this. It is called Hoola by Benefit, and this is what the product looks like. And I just love this bronzer. It has no shimmer. It does not look orange. It's like perfect for my skin tone. So I want to go ahead and use this brush right here. It's actually a blush brush, but I use it for what I like to use it, and I like to use it for my bronzing, contouring. So let's go ahead and get started. You're gonna dip your brush into the powder, the Hoola. Tap off any excess, and just like anything else, guys, when working with product like powders, anything on your face, you still want to blend it out. And when you blend, you want to blend up. You definitely do not want to blend any dark product down, because you're gonna make your face look heavy and tired, and you want to look happy and up and bright and pretty. And so blend up. Just blend up. Dip this brush. This one is the Morphe M433. I have two of them, so this is like the clean one. I'm gonna dip it into this Hoola bronzer by Benefit, and we're gonna go ahead and I start like right up here, so I go like softly right here, and then I bring it straight down, like straight down. I'm kind of like, and you have to be really soft, because if not, you're gonna be moving the product that you have just worked so hard on. So you want to like be like super soft. But I'm like cutting the shape of my nose, like right here, taking away, like visually taking away that roundness that I personally don't like. And you want to go ahead and like, it's also really long, so like I shorten it by darkening that area. Dark brings back, light brings out. So you definitely can create a crooked nose easily if you don't do this the right way. All right, pretty. And then let's go ahead and I do that right there just to make my lips a little bit thicker. All right, let's that. And let's go ahead and wipe off any excess from our lips, which is why I put that lip Grande in the beginning of the film, so it could be easier to wipe off. But I use this Sephora Triple Action Cleansing Water. It's from Sephora. I got the little version because I got it on my Sephora Play. And I don't like this for like my face or my eyes, but I do use it for this purpose. So I dip my, like just a Q-tip into like the bubble area. I don't really wet the Q-tip so much because I don't want it to run and then ruin like my foundation, which could happen. Trust me, it has happened to me before. So just like that. And you want to go ahead and wipe off like any excess. I know some people say, well, that's not necessary, you can just leave the foundation there and put your lipstick. But I want to tell you that the foundation won't adhere to your lips, and then you're going to end up having like gook throughout the middle of the day, like this buildup, kind of like that, and that's not cute at all. So you want to make sure you wipe that off your lips. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and apply blush, and today for blush I'm going to be using this NYX blush. I got it at the drugstore, only pay about $4.99, and I love the really soft hand. You want to blend all that out because again, you don't want like harsh lines. You want to make sure all your makeup, all your powders, everything is nicely blended, so it looks like a part of you, like, oh my god, I went running and I came back and wham, wham. All right, for highlighter, we're gonna go ahead and use this highlighter. The other day I went to Sephora, and they always get you at that little line where you're about to pay, and they always have like the little trial sizes, and I have to stop doing that because I spend so much money like that. But it is a Tarte tarteist Pro Glow to Go, Anyways, I love Tarte products. I mean, obviously, I have like a bunch of Tarte stuff. And so I'm going to go ahead and use one of the highlighters from here. See how pretty it is? It's like a bronzer and 2 highlighters. And I'm going to be using this one right here. It is called Gleam. This one right here is like that lighter color. And I'm going to be using this brush right here. It looks big for the area where I like my highlight to live, but it's super soft. So I'm going to just make it work. I'm going to go ahead and dip your brush into Gleam from Tarte, and I'm going to tap off any excess. And you're just going to, I like my highlighter just like right here. See how pretty, guys? It's like, can you guys see that? Now, here's a misconception. You put a lot of highlighter, you look great, but if you have enlarged pores, if you have fine lines, if you put the highlighter in those areas, you are going to highlight those things as well. Guys, oh, I love it. Okay, so that's that. And then I like to put a little bit on my Cupid's bow, so I go like with the leftover. You just like a little, there you go. And then I'm gonna put a little bit tapping off any excess on the bridge of my nose, but again, not dragging it to the tip of my nose because I do have enlarged pores and I don't want that to be accentuated. Today for the lips, I'm going to be using a lip liner. It looks like this, and my heart is breaking into pieces because it's almost finished, and I love this one. It's from Krylon. Looks like that. The color is 016, and let's go ahead and lip line our lips with this Krylon lip pencil. We're gonna use this lipstick. It is from Tarte. It looks like this, and it is from the Rainforest of the Sea collection. I love the formula of these lipsticks. They're so creamy and highly pigmented. I love them. I have like all the little trial sizes, but just works for me. This one is called Margs. I don't know if you guys can see. You probably can't see that, but it's M-A-R-G-S, Margs. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it. It looks like that, really pretty and creamy. So let's go ahead and do our lipstick. Last thing you want to do, just to ensure that your makeup lasts all day and then everything becomes, all the powders become skin-like, is you want to set your makeup. And the makeup setting spray that I'm going to be using is one of my favorites. Wait, except Hoola is one of my favorites for the summer because it does have like SPF protection, and you guys will see it in other videos when we're getting closer to summer. But Urban Decay is de-slick. I love this setting spray. Makes everything look so good, and it definitely keeps my makeup in place. So let's go ahead and set your makeup. And while doing that, you don't want to like make any weird facial expressions because it will lock in that expression. So let's go ahead and just set our makeup. That was nice. All right, and there we go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I hope you guys enjoyed doing it, putting it together with me. I hope you guys can recreate it. If you guys recreate this look, please tag me or send me pictures like through my Instagram. And if you do follow me on Instagram, it's Abigail Girard. And that's it, guys. Love you guys. I hope you guys have a prosperous new year, the 2018. May God bless you all the things that your heart desires. And that's it. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a really nice Valentine's that's coming up, and maybe you guys can use this look for Valentine's. I know I probably will. All right, love you guys. Thanks for watching.